Hello, humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. Selling Xbox is absolutely the right move. Bring the Tatas back. Guys, there's a couple of things here with this story. I saw it on Games Radar, I think was the outlet that I read this in. And look, it makes sense. Let me tell you why. This is a company right now that is worth more in pieces than it is as a whole. It's one of those situations that is, the way the acquisitions were made, the way that Microsoft was operating Xbox made absolutely no sense because you have two different cultures. And let me tell you what it is. As we all know, if you're a real gamer, right, if you've been around the game for a long time, as many of you have who watch this channel, console gaming is a male-dominated industry, period. It doesn't matter what they tell you, right? The numbers bear it, okay? 75 plus of your customers are male, heterosexual males that love male things, right? You can't have a company purposely deviating from your customers' wishes and be successful, right? You either keep it neutral or you gear it towards your intended audience. Now, PlayStation has done a better job of this, and that's why they are more successful right now in the market. That's why they are the number one console. Microsoft is a company who, let's face it, every company has the right to exist however they want to exist, and it's a very progressive socialist organization. That's what they promote. They promote those kind of things. And they're catering to a customer base that mostly does not agree or doesn't care, right? And more of it is that they don't care about these issues that are being constantly shoved into games. And because of that, they've become number three, and a distant number three of that. They've let go of their legacy. And it's just not a good marriage. It's just not a right fit. Now, am I saying that women do not belong in gaming or other people don't? No, not at all. You can make, games for everybody, but you need money. You need money to do that. You can't be losing money. You can't have Microsoft making 3% because 3% profit, by the way, because purposely they have, engaged in the culture war within their market. It's just insane. It's insane what they've done with the brand, right? Nobody's going to tell you that that this Microsoft was not better than what we currently have today. Nobody's going to tell you that the Xbox 360 era is not 10 times better than what it is today. And that's because they catered to the male audience here. But look at the diversity of games you had in both these eras. Why do you think that is? Do you think it's just coincidence? No. It's because there was more money. Because you were selling to your customers multiple games. Right now, some of the biggest franchises, that's exactly where where Microsoft tries to insert their culture, therefore driving down sales. And regardless of your political point of view, guys, this is a free market. You're not going to sell something to people that they don't want to buy. It doesn't matter what franchise you're talking about. If you change it fundamentally, you're going to lose. The only way the Xbox brand is going to survive long term successfully, making money, that's what success means in the free market, is to be run by somebody else that doesn't have this purpose. Because Microsoft's purpose for Xbox has not been being the number one console. That was let go in the Xbox One era. They wanted to be entertainment, that they got into the social issues, and it's never been the same since. Right? All the corporate heads, all the bean counters are running the company, and it's more than obvious that it doesn't matter what Phil Spencer wanted, Microsoft always had the final decision on those things, and those were never gamers' preferences. As much as we're talking about gamers this, gamers that, well, what the hell does it matter if you're turning their favorite franchises into something they do not wish to play, right? They do not wish to play. Girl Boss is great once in a while for the male, audience, but they want, Contra guys. They want Schwarzenegger. They want Steven Seagal. They want violence. raw violence. Yes, and they like those kind of characters. That's who they admire. That's why, people still watch bodybuilding and they're obsessed with fitness and all this stuff. They're obsessed with whatever the popular trend is, as far as what models should look like or what have you. Why do you think, right? Why do you think Koreans now, for example, are so popular in Eastern media, for example, so popular right now? Because they cater to men. They're giving men exactly what they want, while in the Western media, they're giving men women that look like men. They don't want that. It's not that hard to figure out, right? It's not that hard to figure out. Some of the stories have to be believable. You can't have 115 pound women throwing around 300 pound men in a video game. It's fun as a caricature or maybe as a comedy, but some of these games want to be taken seriously, and that's just not the genre for it, and it's specifically not the genre for a lot of the men that play these video games, that are into this type of video games, and they've lost the market. Men that play Call of Duty don't want toys on their guns. They don't want feminized figures in a war game. As a joke, maybe for a level or something like that, sure. But the way that it's enforced through Microsoft has really, really damaged the Xbox brand over the years. You don't have to believe me. Just look at the sales. Just look at the sales. That should tell you everything, right? That should tell you everything, right? And you're talking about, just look at even when PlayStation tries it. Ghost of Yote, did it do as well as Ghost of Tsushima? No, it didn't. Doesn't matter what Colin says. It's full of crap. Right? He's looking at biased data of only one source. The game did not do as well. Now, am I saying it's a bad game? No, I'm not saying it's a bad game. It just didn't do as well because it didn't cater to the original customer as well as the first game did. It's just that simple. It's not hard to figure out. And you know what? In business, we're into making money. The only way you're going to make tons of money is giving your customers what they want and selling it to them multiple times for as much money as you can. Plain and simple. The right direction is Gears E-Day, right? The wrong direction is all the other crap that they have been putting out. You have to bring the Xbox brand back up, which is what looks like Asha Sharma is doing. She's a business person above all, regardless whether you think she's qualified to run Xbox or not. She's qualified for business, let me tell you that. Nobody's questioning her business credentials, and when it comes to business, it's about money. And if she can grow that company in order to sell it, to get the most amount of value possible for the investors, that's what's going to make her successful, not how many great games you get to play. The fact that you get to play games is just a byproduct of the business, but the business itself is there just to make money. And if they can make money selling it, they should, because the Xbox brand does not fit well within the Microsoft universe. Selling Xbox would be a great idea, not only for Microsoft, but for gamers. In the end, gamers would win, because whoever would buy it would understand that they have an undervalued property here. They have an undervalued asset that has been managed poorly. And they could take it way, way further than the current management had. Because Microsoft is a nightmare of a bureaucracy where everything's done by committee, where creativity is second to messaging, where visuals are first over storytelling. So they're prioritizing the wrong things that their customers want to see, right? What do you want to see in a game as a customer? You want gameplay? You want great stories. Do you want to see every blade of grass? No. Do you care about the characters, sexuality and their stand on the social issues and what they voted for? No. Their customers care about, can I slash these limbs? Can the tatas get bigger for those of us who are into that thing, or you know, the whatever, right? You like big booty, whatever it is. That stuff does not get censored, or at least have the option. Because the way the companies run now, you don't even have the option. You know, to me, the perfect game is where you get to make your own character. Hey, if you're gay, straight, tri, bi, whatever the hell people are making up now, you can create it in game, right? The fact is, if you can be as weird as you want, but if you want a traditional woman with traditional looks, or even anime looks, or even Asian looks, or you know, voluptuous bodies, they censor that, but not the other. That's why Xbox lost. And that's why it's a great idea to get them out of there in an environment where owners can cater to the customers, whatever the customers want. And that doesn't mean you're going to like it. It's not the intention for you specifically to like it. The intention is for their greatest customer base to like it in order to sell the most amount of products. Now, if most of the population is gay, straight, female, male, it doesn't matter. They have to gear to that first in order to make the other products to increase the business. Right now what they're doing is they're trying to make games that please everybody. That doesn't happen. They're trying to please everybody, and they please nobody, and they ruin the Xbox brand. So it's a great thing for them to consider selling it. At least for us gamers, at least for us that love the Xbox brands and love the Xbox 360, which was the pinnacle of Xbox. All right, humans, those are just my thoughts, man. Those are just my thoughts. I think it's a great idea. I hope it happens. I'm wishing for it to happen. And Xbox should be a great brand again. All right, humans, thank you for joining me. Members, thank you for watching this early. Hey, we got something coming up. Stay tuned for the postings. You know, we got another code coming. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.